Bravo, Sha. Okay, okay, like. All right. So, guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. And you're welcome to my live section this afternoon. You're welcome to my live section. Uh, Today, we are going to be talking about, this World Igbo Congress, how they condemned and alleged genocides against Southeasterners. And they have affirmed, self-determination, and they are now demanding the release of Nnamdi Kanu. This Nnamdi Kanu that, this Nigerian government have been holding, he didn't even do anything. He has not done anything to Nigerians. Somebody that is just fighting for his rights. You know, he's just fight. You have freedom of speech and all that, and that is why they, arrested this man and detained him for how many years now? They've not even talked about releasing him. And this World Igbo Congress, they are now condemning this alleged genocide against the Southeasterners, and they are affirming self-determination, and they also demand the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Not only asking this present government to release Nnamdi Kanu, people in diaspora, people even within Nigeria, people in different countries, they have been asking this government to release Nnamdi Kanu, and this government is actually paying deaf ears to what they are saying. It got to a point that they had to stop Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers from seeing him. You can imagine how bad it has gotten to. Even when he was sick, they stopped his, the doctors that came to, treat him, they stopped him from seeing him. And you can see that this thing it has passed the level of, they just want to detain him. Maybe they just want to leave him there to, pass on or whatever, something like that. And it's not good. And people have been commenting on this issue. People have been saying a lot of things about this issue, and they are, telling the government to release this man. Let them just release him. Let them release him. They also affirmed the same, self-determination agitation in the southeast, and demanded immediate and unconditional release of the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, that's the IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, being detained by the Nigerian government. They're asking the government to release this man. Let them release him. He has done nothing. Let them just release him. Let him go. Nigerians of Southeast extraction in the United States of America, under the aegis of World Igbo Congress, that's the well-known WIC, have condemned condemned in strongest terms what they described as genocide against people of the Southeast, popularly known as Igbos in Nigeria and in the diaspora. They also affirmed the self-determination agitation in the Southeast and demanded immediate and unconditional release of the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, in the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being detained by the Nigerian government. Now, the WIC, in a communique issued at the end of its 2024 inaugural 2024 inaugural annual convention held at Sheraton Airport Hotel, USA. This annual convention was held at Airport Hotel, Sheraton Airport Hotel in USA. They said that its decision resonates profoundly with the growing urgency to confront the existential threats facing Igbos in Nigeria and in the diaspora, and to forge a united front in pursuit of preservation, progress, and justice. This WIC said that the aftermath of the 2023 general election unleashed a wave of intensified ethnic hostility, specifically targeting the Igbos. So the Congress in the communique signed its chairman, Festus Okere, and the Secretary General, Chris Ogara, said this hatred manifested in acts of destruction and seizure of Igbo-owned property, as well as physical harm across the country. People are really, really, I don't know whether I should use the word hate. They really hate the Igbos. I don't know why they are hating. If you go to Yoruba land now, if you go to Yoruba land now, if you see how they are hating on Igbos, to the extent that they started destroying properties that belongs to Igbos in that Yoruba land, just because the Igbos are there, and then there are some say that it's because they voted for P2B and they didn't vote for this Tinubu. And these people, they are now hitting on Igbos, and it is causing a whole lot of tribal bigotry in Nigeria. As you can see, the trending news in Nigeria now, everywhere, if you just on your phone, you just hear that there's tribalism in Nigeria. When you go abroad, you face racism, but when you come back to Nigeria, your own Nigeria again, now you start facing tribalism, all this tribal bigotry. It got to an extent that people started, saying their minds on what they will do, to get rid of Igbos. You can imagine. You can imagine the extent it has gotten to. And all these, the governments, they are not even helping matters. They are not even doing anything about it. Of course, what will they do about it when they are the cause of the whole thing? In fact, some of them are the people, they are the ones sponsoring this ethnicity, this tribalism, this tribal bigotry that is, really going on in Nigeria, which is not supposed to be so. Now, the specter of Igbophobia has intensified and diversified among several other Nigerians, other Nigerian ethnic groups within and outside Nigeria, finding expression, finding expression in chilling calls like Igbo must leave Lagos, like what I just said now. These people, they came out online and they were, saying that Igbos must leave Lagos, this, that. If it got to an extent that these guys, they went ahead and started destroying Igbo properties over there in Lagos. They were destroying their properties and all that. It wasn't meant to be so. And they were even saying that they should buy Igbos wherever they reside, echoed not just by fringe elements, but also by some political figures, elites, and members of the ruling class. These are people sponsoring all these things, and nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody is doing anything about it, even amongst the most educated sector of Nigerian society, where ethnic uh, intolerance should be condemned. There has been tacit complicity in the hatred and marginalization of the Igbo. That was what made somebody said, that Nigeria is not supposed to be one. In fact, Nigeria is not supposed to be existing. That anybody that is saying that there is one Nigeria, it's true. If you check it, it's true, because there is hate everywhere. Even people that calls themselves men of God, prophet of God, all these things, they will be encouraging their members to hate one another, encouraging tribalism in Nigeria, and it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. So in his keynote, he addressed the WIC chairman, called on Igbos to remain steadfast. They should remain steadfast, united, and determined to chart their own course amid the rising challenges. He also said the political exclusion, economic exploitation, and systematic violence targeting Igbo are unacceptable to a people who have played a pivotal role in the growth and development of Nigeria. This injustice, this injustice demand an immediate and organized response from all Igbo at home and abroad. So the reality of Igbo persecution cannot be denied. It can never be denied. The escalating violence, economic sabotage, and social exclusion aimed at Igbo are parts of a calculated program to weaken and ultimately carry out the second genocide against the Igbos. All these things have been happening and nobody is really saying anything about it. Nobody's see the Congress said that the time for passive endurance has ended, stressing restructuring Nigeria, which this WIC believes offers a viable path to equity and inclusion. According to the WIC, decentralized governance, fair resource allocation, and inclusive political representation can provide the conditions necessary for Igbo and all ethnic groups to thrive and coexist peacefully. However, Nigeria should continue to fail in delivering justice and equity. The Congress affirms that the Igbo people must consider peaceful self-determination as exemplified by other nations that have successfully sought their independence. Nigeria, they have been celebrating this independence, but if you look at Nigeria now, Nigeria is just like they are in bondage. Whenever they are celebrating independence, you'll be like, what are they even celebrating? Are they really have they really gotten independence? Look at what is happening in Nigeria, hike in fuel price. People cannot even buy fuel again. People can't even buy fuel again. Have you even eaten? Talk more of buying fuel. If you buy fuel, you'll be looking at your fuel gauge. Imagine fuel now is 900 naira per liter. Per liter. Oh. Now tell me how somebody will survive. Tell me how somebody will survive in this Nigeria. So we declare that Igbo are no longer willing to be passive victims of oppression. The oppression is too much. They have been oppressing Igbos and it's too much. We will stand united in our resolve, embrace the 11th commandment of Akurolo, and safeguard our future with collective action. We call on all Igbo people, wherever they may be, whether you are in abroad, whether you are home, wherever you are, to remain vigilant, resilient, and committed to the preservation and protection of our people and heritage. The WIC resolved recognizing the increasing threats to the safety and well-being of Igbo. WIC called for the immediate implementation of a robust security strategy aimed at protecting Igbo lives and properties in Nigeria and beyond, aligning with the proposals for Igbo. The Congress urged the Southeasterners, the Southeastern governors to form state vigilantes in collaboration with town union, ensuring a coordinated security effort across all Southeast region. The communique added the Congress expressed grave concern over the rising tide of Igbophobia, including hate speech, destruction of Igbo properties and businesses, racial profiling, and targeted violence against Igbo. The WIC called on the Nigerian government and international bodies to take immediate and decisive action to protect Igbo from discrimination and violence. These Igbo people, they have suffered a lot in the hands of other people in this country, in this same our Nigeria. It's just like they are hating on Igbos, including online hate campaigns, Igbo communities worldwide. They are urged to remain vigilant and united in confronting these challenges. The Congress reiterated the need for equitable treatment, political inclusion, and economic empowerment of Igbo within Nigeria, including fair representation and the protection of Igbo rights and interests. The Congress called for sustained structuring dialogue and advocacy to ensure peace and harmony within the various ethnic nationalities. The Congress said in the event of continued marginalization and Igbophobia, WIC affirmed the need to explore peaceful self-determination, referencing examples and such as the peaceful dissolution of countries like Yugoslavia and the formation of nations like Bangladesh and Pakistan. Immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. WIC once again called on President Ahmed Tinubu to immediately release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. One thing that baffles me is that this man will be seeing all these things, he will be seeing it, and he will be hearing all these warnings and all this. He will not even say anything because he knows what he's doing. I don't know why he's still keeping that man there. I don't know what he has not done anything. Let them just release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let them just release him. Let them release him. He has done nothing to deserve all this maltreatment, all these things that is happening to him. The Congress maintained that his release is not only a legal and moral imperative, but also a necessary step towards justice and reconciliation within Nigeria. So, guys, I'll bring you guys more updates on this Nnamdi Kanu's matter, and more breaking news that is happening in Nigeria, because a whole lot of things are happening in Nigeria, both this tribal bigotry and P2B and the Aburi, all these things that have been happening in Nigeria. I've been giving you live videos on this on these topics, and if you are new to this channel, just do well to subscribe, like, and also drop a comment below. I'll see you guys in my next live section. Thank you for always staying with us.